Howdy doody out there in YouTube land. Y'all should just park your pickup trucks and get them kids off the four-wheelers. Tell them to bring you an ice cold one and join us right now for a little Ready, Set, Drone fun. Cause it's First Friday and everybody's here to have a good time. I see we got a great group of good old boys in the chat tonight. I see Skeeter, Tater, Possum, Billy, Bobby, Ken, and my brother Brad from Virginia. All in the chat and ready to help us get this party started. Welcome all y'all. Hey, and welcome to our lady friend too. I know there's probably only one, but thanks for being here. It is First Friday and it's time to get started, so let me introduce your host, the man with the plan, the guy who can fly, the dude who's rarely rude, Kelly Shores. Yeah!
Hey, how's everybody doing tonight? Thank you so much for being here on First Friday. Hard to believe that it is already April 1st, 2022. Big shout out to everybody who's out there at the Florida Drone Meetup, to Captain Ray, to Maddie's Drone World, to I think my brother Brad from Virginia is out there. And I want to say hey to a few folks in the chat. We've got Mel, 400 AGL. We've got Coast to Coast Drones. We've got Bob Casey. We've got Jonathan Jackson. We've got Lone Star UAV. Hey, he's in there too. We've got Drone Shots. Jody's in there. We've got also, hopefully, Jody, my wife. She said she was going to be watching tonight. Anyway, Alan's in the chat. Thank you guys for joining. Very good to see you all. It is First Friday. We have a really, really big show tonight. We've got an amazing guest. It is the CEO of Master Airscrew, and you guys are going to be able to win some Master Airscrew props. As a matter of fact, we are sporting the new green ones here on the Mavic 3, and we are sporting the orange ones here on the DJI FPV. I've flown these, and they're pretty awesome. And they look really cool too. We've also got 2 Minutes of Hope coming up tonight. Thank you to Chris Hope for sending that. We've got other giveaways. We're actually going to be giving away 2 drone masks. So if you've seen the drone mask, we've got 2 of them to give away tonight. So you're going to want to stay tuned for that. And we've got a drone mat with LEDs in it that is really cool. You probably saw my video on that. If you hadn't, basically I reviewed that, and it has LEDs around the outer strip for landing in twilight, not in the dark, but it is going to be given away as well. And thank you to Sinova. They actually are offering another one. I'm going to get to keep this one, and they're going to give away this other one. So all of that said, it is April 1st, and I do want to give a big shout out to someone really special, my wife, Jody Shores, who is, it is our anniversary today. She's letting me be here and do this with you guys, which is pretty awesome because I don't know a whole lot of wives that would be happy about that, but she's a pretty cool lady. I think a lot of you have met her, and, it's very cool to have her support, and she is... 22 years of marriage. We got married in 2000 on April 1st. And like we always tell everybody, no fooling on that. And then I also want to give a shout out to Barry, who was our subscriber of the month for March. We have another subscriber of the month that will be picked tonight. Barry got a cool set of packages. And if you can see it here, I got some stickers from him. And these are all the stickers that are on my laptop here, including a Master Airscrew and any drone list and a whole bunch of cool stickers on here. So thank you guys for sending these. You send them. If they're not too big, I'll stick them on there. And hey, I've already got a super chat from Philip. Wow. Sorry. Thanks, man. That's a pretty good super chat. That's one of the best I've gotten in a long time. So thank you very much. We do have a video that's going to play from Philip. He made earlier for us, and he's flying his drone over some NASCAR stuff, or not flying his drone, but you'll see. He's out in Daytona, so he's got some car racing stuff. And then finally, I just wanted to mention something that I saw. I got an email today, and I thought this was really cool. It's a new Emax drone, and I want you guys to check this thing out. Kai's here with me, and I don't know if Kai, have you seen this new Emax drone yet?
No, I have not.
Can we bring it up on screen? So this right here is the brand new Emax surveillance drone, and it's supposed to have really high definition cameras. Are you able to kind of scroll through a little bit more of that? And surveillance capabilities. It's got super aerodynamics. It's got a smart design. I mean, look at this thing.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive, huh?
Looks pretty real too.
It really does. Aerodynamic. And then if we can get to the bottom of the screen, I actually was going to buy one live on the air because I figure, these things look pretty cool and it'd be worth getting one. So let's see. What is it? What do they cost? What are they charging for these? $4,200.
That's a bargain.
Yeah, I mean, comes with a controller, FPV goggles, all that stuff. So anyway, good on Emax for joining in the fun. I also heard that Skydio had a pretty cool April Fool's video. And then I also heard that Ready Set Drone had a pretty good April Fool's video. Did you get a chance to see that one?
There was no fooling around on that video.
If you haven't seen it, you get to see Kai throw an apple at Chris, and Chris fall, and all these things that we think are so great. Abusing Chris, I don't know what's with that, but it's a really serious comparison. If you're thinking about buying one of these Mavic 3s or an Apple, you really got to watch this video first, because I bring up some very, very, very logical and excellent points, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
So, by the way, if you guys don't know Kai, Lone Star UAV, go check out his channel. We have one other thing I want to mention tonight, and that is Mel from 400 AGL has got a GoFundMe going right now. Unfortunately, his father and brother's home burned down, and this has a couple of pictures of it. You can't see them too well, but on the GoFundMe page, it shows it. I have the GoFundMe link down in the description, and if you can spare a little bit to help them out, I know they would appreciate it. I think he's got a goal of $5,000, and I know he raised a couple of hundred the other night on his live stream. But they lost everything. A picture on the top is their motorhome they lived in. The bottom left is kind of the smoke from the fire, and the bottom right is what's there now, which is just a pile of rubble. And so, unfortunately, his brother is Backwoods Droner, if you guys know him. But yeah, if you get a chance, go click on that link, and even $5. If everybody gave $5, that would add up. So there you go. I also wanted to give a shout out to Philip. He is not available tonight, but as I said, he is in Daytona, and he's put together a little video for us, kind of with his whereabouts and what he's up to. So could we go ahead and take a look at the Philip video?
Hey everybody, this is Philip. Just wanted to check in from on the road. Unfortunately, we are kind of stuck somewhere right now. I want to show you guys something real quick. Up underneath here, if you look at the frame, you can actually tell that it's bent right here, and it's bent downwards. So basically, I don't know what they're going to do or how they're going to fix it, or if they can fix it, but we're not able to move this bad boy. And we're working around it by staying with some family right now in the Memphis area. So we're doing fine. We're not stuck in a hotel again like we were this time last year. But that kind of put a dampener on the moods. So there's not going to be super crazy things going on in terms of traveling around right now. But I do think I have something pretty cool for you from my time when I was in Daytona, and I got to attend the Daytona 500. So I'm going to talk about that real quick. But first, I'm going to sit down because I'm tired of standing. Much better. So you might be asking yourself, why do I want to bring up the Daytona 500? What does that have to do with drones? And you might think, okay, well, yeah, they might use an FPV drone here and there, but you might be surprised to know, and I was surprised to find out seeing it, they actually have a drone up in the air most of the race, over just basically getting aerial shots of the race in lieu of a helicopter. And I'm actually not sure what exact footage is from that, because there's a lot of aerial footage. Some of it's from a very long arm that extends a camera up in the air like 100 feet. Some of it's from the Goodyear blimp. Some of it's from really high up in the stands. But best I can tell, this footage right here is taken by some type of aerial device, and it's very possible that it might have been the drone that was being used to get this footage.
Stay with Bubba then at that point.
Interesting with the damage on the nose of Kyle Busch. High to block Ryan Blaney, and at the line, Cindric beats Bubba Wallace by half a car length, and they crash going into turn one.
This race never just.
The next clips I have kind of cover the typical use that you'd think of whenever you think of drones at sporting events, especially one involving cars. And that's a drone actually circling around a car, particularly at the end of the race. So I have two different clips. They're from different events. One's from the Lucas Oil 200 the day before, and then the other one is footage from the actual Daytona 500. The footage I have of the drone actually circling the car isn't that great because the car didn't do anything cool. I guess they didn't want to tear up the Daytona 500 symbol in the grass area before the big race the next day. Spoiler alert, they did anyway. But basically, I wanted to show you what it looked like from the stand's perspective, as well as what it looks like from the actual drone's perspective and the production shots they got from it. And keep in mind that all this is live. It's actually really cool to think about, like, they actually have a live feed coming from this drone to the production area. And it's on that drone, it's on the person flying that drone to make sure it looks really good.
Lucas Oil 200, driven by General Tire, the young talent, Corey Hine. Corey Hine now joining the list of drivers.
Cindric is the 41st driver to win the Daytona 500. And the 9th to score his first career NASCAR Cup win in the Great American Race. For team owner Roger Penske, 5 Daytona wins with 5 different drivers. And Ford goes to victory lane for the 2nd year in a row.
Hope you don't need this motor.
We were at Charlotte Motor Speedway one night with the...
And obviously this is just personal opinion, but that was sick. Like, I think you did a great job. And I definitely could not have done a job that good. So I guess you aspiring FPV drone pilots, I mean, this could be a thing that you do, and that would be sweet. I wish I had that much talent. Real quick, there's a couple more shots that I got from the event. They were really cool. The Blue Angels were there and flew over twice, actually. I have one of them in good video that I'll show real quick. And then the crash that happened at the end of the race, the one that we saw the aerial footage of just a minute ago, I have some footage of that for my phone as well that was pretty cool to see, even watching it back, but in person especially. If it seems like I'm a little bit too excited about this topic, I probably am. It was actually a couple months ago that this happened, maybe a month ago. But it was my first time actually going to a NASCAR event in person. I never actually was that interested in watching them on TV just because it wasn't really that intriguing. But seeing in person, experiencing those crashes happening right in front of you, hearing that loud noise go by every 15 or 20 seconds, or I don't know, whatever it was, they go around really quickly. It's crazy, especially the crashes. The crashes are great. So if you've never been to a NASCAR event, definitely would recommend you going at some time. And if you do go and you are a drone enthusiast, which I'm assuming you are since you're watching this, keep an eye out for the drones. Try to figure out which shots they're actually taking, the ones from the sky, and see if maybe they do some more FPV shots that I missed besides just the one at the end, or some fancy shots like that. So I think that's all I got for you. Sorry I can't be there in person tonight. I've got some complicated schedules with family since we are in Memphis with family. We're trying to spend some time with them, and this is one of the only nights that they have available to hang out. So trying to make sure that we can accommodate their schedule and spend some time with them. So I appreciate you letting me pre-record this and send it in. Hope to see you guys next month, and I have no idea what I'm going to be showing you, so hopefully I can come up with something cool before the next show.
There goes Boris. Hey, all right. Thank you very much, Philip. That was awesome. Kind of cool to get that perspective of what goes on with the drones. We are very close to having the CEO of Master Airscrew. Well, Master Airscrew is actually, I found out tonight, is a brand. It's Windsor Propeller is actually the name of the company. And he's about to join us. I also wanted to remind you guys that we are going to have some giveaways of some of those Master Airscrews and, again, the drone masks. But before we do all that, I want to give a shout out to somebody in the audience named Matt with Northeast Drone Productions. Matt has really helped me out. He gave me a Matt bump. And what that is on his live stream, he said to all of his viewers, please go subscribe to Ready, Set, Drone. Saw this massive spike of subscribers. I mean, it was like 3.
Well, I was going to give you a bump, but you didn't want that.
Yeah, but your bumps hurt. So I want to give Matt, it's Northeast Drone Productions. Is it just if you look for the channel, Northeast Drone Productions, and maybe Chris could even put it in the chat for us or something, and go down there and subscribe to Matt, and we'll call that the Kai bump. So thank you, Kai, for bumping Matt, who you've never met.
Feel free to feel bumped.
He's been bumped. All right. Our next guest is Boris Iskrev. He is the CEO of Windsor Propeller, and he is going to be joining us. He's actually over in Europe right now. They're setting up an operation that we're going to talk about a little bit. And Boris, can you hear us? Hello.
Hi, good evening, guys.
Hey, how's it going? Hello. It's 2 in the morning there, or 3 in the morning. Thank you so much for staying up so late. We really appreciate it. So first of all, it's right here. Yeah, that one. First of all, thank you again. We have some of your products sitting right here. Kai and I went out and did a flight with the FPV drone. And first of all, those things look awesome. I mean, they are really, really much more aggressive looking, much more boxy looking than the other ones. And then, of course, these for the Mavic 3 just came out. I mean, they've only been out, I think, a couple of days now. But tell us a little bit about Windsor Propeller, Master Airscrew, and kind of how you got involved in all this.
Right. Well, Windsor Propeller is one of the oldest companies in the States which is producing such kind of products. It was founded in 1978 by Fred Jameson. Great guy, unfortunately passed away in 2009. But it's a legacy now. And what we've tried to do is, since taking over the company in 2014, we tried to revive this legacy and keep up to its name. So it's an amazing story for us because we love aviation. My family loves aviation. And going through this road was really exciting. And especially, you know, probably later you'll ask me how we produce propellers and whatever it is. But what's really exciting is that at the time when Fred started this business, there were no CVD simulations, there were no softwares to develop those geometries. It was just taking a knife and a piece of wood and carving a propeller, and a decent one. And that's really what drives us go further with that. Just reminding ourselves that we can do better and better and better. And now with the technology, it's much easier.
Was it originally for manned aircraft, or always hobby?
No. Always hobby.
Okay,
hobby.
but back in the day of gas-powered RC planes, control line planes, things like that?
Right.
Wow. And so I'm detecting maybe like a South Carolina, Mississippi accent from you. Are you?
No.
Where are you from originally?
Born in Europe. Born actually here, where I'm here now.
And where are you now?
In Bulgaria.
In Hungary.
In Bulgaria, in Plovdiv.
Oh, very, very good, very good. Well, you said you're an aviator. What do you fly? I mean, are you flying drones? Are you flying remote control? Flying manned aircraft? What do you like to fly?
Mainly drones. Started with the manned aircrafts, but still a beginner. But that's on the list to do.
Very good. Well, and ultimately, propellers, rotors, those are the things that really power it, right? I mean, you've got a motor that's got to turn it, but without a good set of props, there have been many times I've used chewed up props on a drone, even a stabilized drone, and then I've taken them off, props with nicks and cuts. I've taken them off and I've put on new ones, and it's like night and day. It's like getting new tires, right?
Exactly. It's the tires, the car tires is the perfect kind of real world match for that. Changing summer to winter, it makes day and night difference.
Yeah, and I've told a lot of people this because I think a lot of people, Kai and I have talked about this. A lot of people get wrapped around the axle about, and I say wrapped around the axle, they wonder too much about an extra 30 seconds of flight or an extra minute of flight. Now, I know that Master Airscrew props can actually improve performance on drones. I mean, that's been shown. I've had some videos where I've seen that. But ultimately, I just love how they look. I don't understand why the original manufacturers don't do these kind of colors and these shapes. Kai, any thoughts on Master Airscrew? What you've...
Well, I loved Master Airscrew ever since I had the Mavic Air. Because you couldn't fly the original prop. I mean, Master Airscrew saved our skin on that one.
The original Mavic Air.
The original Mavic Air.
Yeah. I think my first set of Master Airscrew props were actually on the Spark. So, that's...
Oh, now you're showing your age.
Going back a little ways. Well, so...
Was that the Spark, was a battery, or was that the wind-up toy?
Right. It was the one you had the mower, you had to pull the string, and it would start like that. No, I mean, it's you guys do these amazing colors. So tell us a little bit about your thoughts behind the one for the DJI FPV, because they are very different looking than the originals.
Right. It's actually based on one of our existing designs from before. We've started with a scratch design for this product, but then figured out that we already have what we need to nail the product exactly. Few modifications were necessary, and that's all. It was pretty easy for us from development standpoint of view. It was rather easy to do.
And have you? Why did you change the pitch a little bit and the size a little bit from the original? What was the thought behind that?
Because it's a completely different segment. The model airplanes were like DIY drones compared to those consumer camera drones, like the DJI, all the drones. Because once we have a fixed product already, there are certain limitations like RPMs, like speed, like weight of the drone, and all those factors have to be taken into account. Like the motor is a particular BLDC motor. We cannot change it or modify it or match it with something else. So we need to do whatever we can to modify the propeller to match the existing system and to make it better than the OM propeller from DJI in this case. So in this respect, pitch can go up or down, or modified chord lengths, or modified geometry, or changing airfoils. That's with what we play with to get the right result.
Are there prototypes that never make it to production? Like something with a really extreme pitch, maybe, or less of a pitch.
A lot of prototypes.
Yeah.
Well, nowadays you can simulate a lot of this in a computer too. I'm familiar with CAD design and.
Right.
So you'll actually take it into a computer and apply physics to it and see what that looks like.
We start with this one.
Yeah.
We start with CFDs, but then talking about propellers, how we produce them. If we want to make a prototype, we can mill it, we can 3D print it, but you never get the same result as the real thing once it's molded. So and the tolerances are so fine that it's very difficult to narrow it down in this detail. So the best approach is just make enough iterations and choose the best one.
Scott Williams is asking about sound, about noise. That's one thing. The original Phantom, one of the first drones that came out, was pretty loud. A lot of course, FPV drones can be really loud. That they're not designed to be quiet. But you guys have really tried to drop the sound or change the pitch of the sound to make it more pleasant to the ear or less noticeable. What are your thoughts on kind of designing that sound. I think generally, to answer the question that Scott had, I think generally Master Airscrew props are quieter than factory props, or as quiet as factory props. But what are your thoughts on how you guys do that? How do you test it and design it for lower sound?
Well, first to say, it's an important point for us because nobody wants to be irritated by some flyer around. And we are flyers ourselves, so it makes sense for us to feel this need to have a nicer or better or lower sound. How we achieve it, it's quite easy. It's a function of RPMs and reduction of wasted vortices. So once we have those two factors nailed, the result is clear.
Are you making them for the Autel drones? Do you make them for the Evo? The Evo Lite?
Actually, we are going to release such products really, really close now, probably in about 2 weeks' time.
There's a few people asking about Master Airscrew for the Evos. Well, so all of that said, you are the CEO of Windsor Propeller, which is the parent company that owns the brand Master Airscrew, but you are also the CEO of Uvionics. So are you in a Uvionics facility right now?
Yes, it's a facility we just acquired to set up a production of parts for a new project we have, for a drone project. And those parts are intended to be prepared here first and then assembled in the States for the final product. I've sent you a video on that one, so you can probably.
Can we take a look at that video, and
Sure.
we'll let it roll for the first little bit. It's the. So Boris, is this a new brand of cologne that you guys have, or I mean, it's so sexy that I just want to smell it, I want to feel it, I want to touch it. What is this thing? Tell us.
I have one here with me, if you want.
You have one?
Yep.
Oh wow! Yes. If you want to grab it or fly it, or what are you going to do?
Well, it's a limited space for flying, and outside is rather dark. But I can show you around closer after the video.
Okay.
That's a completely new vision that we have made first in prototypes and then in reality, actually. So
this video that we're seeing is an actual production model or a prototype model that you're flying, that someone is flying.
It's a late prototype model, yes.
Wow. So describe it. How big is it? What's its purpose? How fast does it go?
I can actually switch the camera and show you if you want.
Yeah. We've got a good shot of it in your video right now.
Right. Okay.
Of it taking off.
Yep.
Oh, you're going to the mobile. Nice.
Yep. Let's see. Right.
Yeah. All right. So we're live. We can see it.
Oh, okay. Perfect. So it's about 30 inch in diameter. It's a coaxial setup in a very small, rather small factory. It's not small as those guys here, you can see, but small enough to fit in a airline carry-on box.
Okay.
So the unique about, well, it's pretty standard thing. It's standard in terms of 4G beyond visual line of sight, Jetson stuff from NVIDIA for supporting 15 cameras and whatever. What's unique about this is the propulsion itself, the propulsion system, the integration, the level of integration we have achieved, and the neat small package that it can do so much things. So we wanted to see it just to have an idea how big it is. I can.
Oh yeah. It's bigger. It's bigger. It looks bigger now that you're holding it than it did. Yeah, and there's a Phantom. So it kind of it's like Kai and I standing next to each other. Wow. And so, what is the purpose? What is it designed to do? Is it recreational flying, photography, agriculture?
Purpose is rather business for commercial application. Any type of commercial application. We initially started this project for a delivery, and at the moment we have, because of the changing.
Oh,
Right.
we're going back to your laptop.
Right.
Wow, Kai, what do you think?
There we go.
First impressions.
Very interesting design. Very interesting design.
Thank you.
The counter prop thing, it makes sense.
So just two propellers. They're rotating. I can't even do it.
Counter rotating.
Yeah, I can't. But can
They're
you do that with your
counter-rotating,
fingers?
yes.
There we go. Yeah, that's counter rotating. Look at that. I'm doing it. So that keeps it stable, right? It's kind of like the on a quadcopter 2 and 2 that counter rotate, right?
It's more similar to a helicopter, but the uniqueness of the propulsion system that we have developed is that it's with no swash plates. So we have 4 BLDC motors running the whole scene. And it's very mechanical, simple, and very rigid in this respect. There are no many moving parts which can break or damage or need to be serviced.
So as far as simplicity, I mean, what would be an application? Will it carry a camera? Will you be able to get a live video stream from it, or is it all a line of sight flight?
All of those. So that was I was starting to explain earlier. So we've started this project for a delivery application, intended to be very compact, to be able to land everywhere, to be fully autonomous, and to carry meaningful payload. Because of the regulations are so slow processing in this direction, we've decided that we need a intermediate product. This intermediate product is really important for all the developers currently that want to have a particular application, but they don't have the basic structure, the foundation to enter this market. So this was the reason we have created the Exos. It can carry up to 3 pounds of weight payload. It has a ton of interfaces. It has, beside the 4G, the Wi-Fi, the Ethernet connection there, the couple of USBs. It has this NVIDIA Jetson, which can integrate with a ton of cameras, HD, 4K, whatever you want to do. If you want to process something live on the drone, that was one of the main initiatives that we have, is to be able to at least allow the system to work on itself, and to take decisions on the fly instead of waiting the data to be transmitted to a control center and then processed, and then the decision to be made and processed back to the drone. So all of those things can be done.
And is the you were talking about the I guess 4G or 5G cellular connection? Is that similar to what's used on some of these drones that are doing like the shows, the fireworks where they all arrange themselves, or I know DRL, the Drone Racing League, also has some technology around that.
It's like that Parrot AI thing has a 4G control link.
Okay.
It depends on who we are comparing with. Some of those systems are using 4G. 4G is like the cellular phone that we all have. The advantage of this system is that it allows a lot of a lot of drones in this particular case to be connected in a one cell tower. The alternative approach is to have interconnection between the drones, and this way you have like a mesh of like network of all the drones.
They're aware of each other and where they are in position to one another and all that kind of stuff. Wow. I assume that this will be branded under Uvionics, not Master Airscrew, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
And just generally, a lot of questions are popping up about, is it going to be something that's for sale to consumers? Is it going to be hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars? What do you think?
I think it will be thousands of dollars, but the price tag is not referred yet. It will be available for purchase, yes. Mainly for consumers, for commercial applications, it will make sense, but also for recreation, it can.
Yeah, well, it's super cool. I appreciate you sharing it. You sent me a picture when we were first emailing back and forth about doing this. You sent me a picture, and I showed these guys. I was like, what is this thing? I could not. I mean, it looks so cool and so different in the air. Now, as far as the remote control or the way someone controls it, does it fly autonomous missions, or can you actually fly it with a standard, remote, or how does that work?
You can, yes. So you can fly autonomous missions, completely autonomous missions. You can run remote through 4G, or you can attach additional radio controller and fly it with it. So it's pretty flexible.
You've actually flown it, right? You've taken the sticks?
Of course.
Yeah.
I've done
Is it fun?
It is.
It looks fun.
The fun is, it is fun mainly because, for me, it's fun because the agility. Having a kind of similar to a helicopter design control, you have a ton of agility. You don't have to wait for the motors and the props to spin up and down. You just change the pitch and you're controlling it.
Scott said it needs a laser gun to shoot the bad guys. All right. Well, there's always those additions. Well, I'm super stoked about it. And what do you have a sort of estimate on when we'll start seeing more or start seeing them out in the wild?
Hopefully later this year.
Later this year. All right. There you go. Nice. Everybody knows what to ask for Christmas.
Nice.
And all that stuff. Well, we are going to give away some Master Airscrew propellers. And the way this is going to work, because we wanted to keep it simple, we're going to give away three different people. And again, actually just want to say thank you to Boris for joining us and for agreeing to give away these propellers. We're going to give them away to three different people, and each person will get 2 sets of props. And so what we'll do is we'll get everybody's name, the 3 winners. I'll get mailing addresses, and then Master Airscrew is going to mail them direct. So we're going to do this the old-fashioned way. We have I've seen this done, and it can be a lot of fun. And hopefully we can keep track of who the winner is in the chat. So I'm going to write down a number and show it to Kai, and it is between 1 and 50. And Kai, you see that?
Yeah.
And so once somebody guesses it, that'll be our first winner of 2 sets of Master Airscrew props. You can get 2 of the same. You can get 2 different colors. You always need 2 different colors. So bring it on, guys. I'm not seeing who's got the. There is a little bit of a lag in the stream, by the way. Air 2S Army in the house. Bob Casey's there. We've got Mike, we've got Sergio. Good to see you. Oh, Sergio says 32. A lot of people saying 32s. 37, 10, 23, 53, 17, 25. All right. Oh, 1. Somebody guessed 1. I'm going to give you guys a hint so this goes a little faster. It's on the lower end of the 1 to 50 range, on the lower end of it. So that should help. Anybody got it? Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? If you know me, it's my favorite number, actually. But you got to know me really well to know that. 41 plus, says AGL.
Whoa. Well, never mind.
All right. Come on. Come on, somebody. Keep it simple. They're coming in fast, but I'm still not seeing it. I think Chris already guessed it because everybody's dancing around it. Oh, wait. Somebody's got it. Somebody's got it. Slow down the chat. 400 AGL. Congrats to Mel. It was 5. Good guessing. So I've actually got all of his information because I know him, been on his show a few times, and so he'll be our first winner. Number 2, Kai, you want to write down a number? All right, and so any number you guessed before this is actually with somebody. I'm going to put in the chat. I'm going to put new game. Okay, so everything has to be after where I put new game in the chat. All right, so Kai's got his number. It is, I'm not going to give you any clues yet. Let's see if somebody gets lucky right out of the gate. Congrats to Mel for being the first winner. Mel, let's see if you can win 2 sets, or actually 4 sets. And by the way, guys, check out the hat. Thank you for the hat. Master Airscrew rocking this hat. It's very aviation looking. I liked it a lot. All right. Ridge Flyer 32 says he had 5, but I think Mel got it first because I didn't see it. But keep going. Somebody guess for the second one. Let's see some guesses. I'm going to give you guys a hint. Joe Blaylock is pretty close. Joe Blaylock, you were... Ridge Flyer 32. Ridge Flyer 32. The number was 22. You see that pen? I'll write it down. Ridge Flyer 32. Is that what it is?
Yep.
Ridge Flyer 32. All right. And then final number. I'm going to let our producer... Kai's going to tell you a joke while I go...
Well, how do I get the joke? Wait a minute.
Write a number down. Oh, yes. Already got one. All right.
Well, the number he wants is not under 50, though.
Okay. And we see the pencil. All right. Mark's got a number.
Let
me type in... Hold on. Let me type in reset into the...
I don't know any clean jokes I can tell
into the chat
right now.
after... this. All right, so anything has to come after this. So start again, one more time. And hey, Doc Murdoch's in the house. There's a guy that knows a lot about propellers. You guys keep an eye on it. I want to talk to Boris just a little bit longer. Boris, so you said, it's that one.
Okay.
You said that you did manned aircraft. What kind of aircraft have you been flying them? Are you doing fixed wing or?
It was just first couple of flights on a Cessna.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. And where do you live? When do you live normally?
That's a tough question. I'm traveling all the time, but LA.
Los Angeles. Okay. Is that where Windsor Propeller is headquartered?
No, Windsor Propeller is north, next to Sacramento.
Okay, but California as well.
California, yes. It's like 6-hour driving. It's fine.
Do you guys do any propellers for FPV drones, specifically for FPV drones?
We do,
okay.
Yes.
Okay.
We have
because you hear there's certain brands out there that that you hear about a lot in the FPV world. GemFan, seems to be a big one. But I'd love to try some Master Airscrew for like a FPV freestyle quad.
You mean like big ones like this ones, or like
Those are big. Those are very big. Giving you guys a clue, Chris Hope was really close. Chris Hope was really close this time.
There was a number of people who were really close.
Alan's really close. Pay attention to Chris Hope and Alan. Almost, no. Come on. Who's got it? Leonard, you're way off. Drone shots, you're way off. Come on. I see what. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna narrow it to 1 to 25. It's between 1 and 25, and it's a famous basketball player's number. Mark gave us the clue. Famous, and we're keeping Boris up for this.
Chris,
come on, guys.
Chris just needs to step it up.
Hey, Mike Henrik.
There we go.
HRENAK. Mike. Okay, we've got our 3 winners. Boris, dude, thank you so much for first of all running such an awesome company. Last thing I want to talk to you about, and I actually think this is something that you turned, after our conversation, I really understand it better. There were some problems with the Mavic Air 2's propellers, a little bit of shake, and you kind of explained to me what happened on that. Can you explain to the audience, if anyone's familiar? I made a video about it. I think Russ with 51 Drones made a video about it. Several people did. What was going on with those?
It was, I remember the videos you sent me. It was a very simple thing, which was, of course, corrected afterwards, but you obviously noticed this one, and a couple of other people noticed this one. It was not a flaw which would prevent from using the prop, but it is just kind of a cosmetic thing, which nobody likes. Me, once I've sewn this one, I didn't like it at all as well. So the thing is the following. It's a prop. The folding prop has two blades connected somehow, and once those blades are spin up by the motor, they're intended to go into a straight position, so you have this balance of the prop. But in order to achieve this one, you really have to spin up the prop. Otherwise, you can have a situation where the prop, where the blades are not spin up correctly.
And it requires a certain amount of speed, right? It has to just kind of go, and then you have to centrifugal force.
Right. In that particular set, that particular batch of sets, what we had is a little bit more tight on some of the screws, and this tightness resulted in more difficult more resistance on the blades to extend. Yep. And this was causing a kind of temporary misbalance. If you just have pushed a little bit the throttle up, or if you do a flight lap and just go back and do the same thing without stopping the motors, you won't see this shakiness. But if you don't do that, you'll just start the motors. And that's one of the things why many users just like extend the props beforehand, which I don't like, because you don't like to do it. But just expect that at the first couple of rotations, first couple of RPMs, you'll have some shakiness in the drone. That's kind of normal. So we fixed this one, and thank you for noting this one, because sometimes we always test our props. We test them before releasing, we test them after releasing, we test every batch to make sure that they're fine and they're safe and they're good quality. But every once in a while, it can come up to, we're all human beings, right? So thank you for noting this one, and for anybody else, a customer or a friend or a viewer or whatever influencer, we do appreciate any feedback on our products, no matter if it's positive or negative.
Sure thing. And actually, Sean with Geek Savannah said, CEO who knows his products, knows what issues were. Excellent. We need more of that in drones. So I agree, Sean.
Thank you.
100%. And it's funny because I actually mentioned that to Boris before we started on this. I told him the questions and if I could ask him that, and he said, yes, please do, because I can tell you exactly what happened. And so he did. One other thing I'll note on that too is I do remember when I was hovering, it was no problem. It was only when it was sitting on a table. I had a metal table that mine was sitting on, and very, very slippery surface, and that's what caused it to kind of shake around a little bit when it was idling. But once you got it in the air, the blades would spin fast enough, the motors would spin fast enough, they extended fully, and the shake didn't happen anymore. So, it's interesting. You guys, do you think of these things as being fairly low tech propellers? But I think the design and the testing and the prototyping that goes into them, there's probably so much more to these than people realize. Just like tires, right?
Yeah,
as we talked about. Kai, any parting words for Boris?
Well, for those that don't know, Master Airscrew also makes props for FPV quads. So I've actually used those.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
You have some?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. I'd like to try them. That's
I
awesome.
Use them.
Yeah, and you go through a lot more props with FPV quads. I mean, even with this guy, when we flew this the other day with these props on it, I had a bunch of.
You go through a bunch more props than anybody else I know.
I do go through a few. We run into things and we have our fun. But anyway, Boris, thank you so much. I'll send you the results of the winners. Really appreciate you being on tonight, guys. And I think this came up when there was that problem with the Air 2. A lot of people said Master Airscrew is a high quality company. It's a company that puts out, and so I think they were holding you to a very high standard. But then you guys corrected it. You addressed it very quickly, and that's all you can do.
They took care of it.
Yeah. And so I applaud you. I think you're stepping into some big shoes. It sounds like, from the original founder and CEO to take over. That's a big thing to do, and to keep a legacy company that's that old, still humming along. Are you familiar with Lift aircraft, real quick? LIFT aircraft?
That's the company, the name of the aircraft.
Well, it's the name of the company. If you go on or just Google Lift Aircraft, or I think Lift Aircraft is their website. They make a manned aircraft they're based here in Austin. Their headquarters is. Their test pilot is a friend of mine. He's been on the show numerous times. But I will tell you that they have several of their manufacturing facilities in Hungary as well. So there might be some synergies there.
Yep, why not?
Yeah, I'll introduce you to Jace, and maybe you can make props for them. They have big carbon fiber props, I think, which would be pretty cool. So, Boris, thank you so much. Really appreciate you joining. We'll let you go. I know it's really late there, but again, great to talk to you, and I look forward to seeing. We never told the name of that thing. The aircraft we were showing, Exos. How do you say it? Exos. So that aircraft we were showing earlier, the Exos, that is something that and is that coming out of? It's coming out of Uvionics. So sister company or brother company to Windsor Propeller. Should be out this year. Please keep us informed, because I know my audience would love to learn more about it, because it is something really different.
Thanks, Kelly. It was my pleasure to be here live.
All right, take care. Good to meet you. All right, guys. Well, hey, that was really cool.
That was very cool.
So we have 3 winners. Again, congratulations to Mike, Mel, and Ridge Rider 32. Ridge Flyer 32. It's hard to write and be on camera at the same time. So I'll get their information over to Master Airscrew so they can ship it out to you guys. I'll probably just need you guys to email me and tell me what props you want. But moving on.
Actually, I think they're gonna send them coupon codes, and then they can.
No,
order.
he said they couldn't make that work with free shipping. They're going to send them direct.
Okay.
Because when I was talking to him earlier, he said they would just mail, and then they'll take care of shipping.
I'm guessing Mike Henrik's going to need some Air 2S props.
Oh, All right. So
what are you doing down there?
I got our next giveaway.
Oh,
who's seen this thing? You've seen this thing, right?
I just get kind of concerned when you start digging behind me.
Check it out. So got chasing colors that go on here. This is from Sinova. They are a company that makes landing pads. I feel this too, Kai. I want you to feel that material. It's different. It's not. This is
with all his fanciness, you still have to pick him up after you're done flying.
But I will tell you, when we were out flying the other day and it was so windy, we were able to use these kind of landing pads because the wind would blow those pop-out ones.
Yeah.
But anyway, it doesn't look super bright on camera, but believe me, these lights are pretty bright when it's darker outside. We're going to give this thing away, and all you have to do, so we're going to start looking at the chat here, is tell us, in the video review I made of the Flynova landing pad, what other product did I review? So what was the other product? Just you don't have to say the name, but what was it? Like landing pad. So first one to tell us what that other product was will win the Sinova landing pad, which again, I think it's pretty heavy. So yeah, Scott Williams says it's so heavy it doesn't blow away. It is heavy, so it doesn't blow away. It's not heavy, but it's heavier than the pop-out ones.
I don't know. Let's see how heavy this is.
I mean, with having a battery in it and everything, I think it's pretty good. Sergio, you got to be more specific, buddy. What type? What type? Bob Casey, more specific. You're both on the right track.
Possum
Dennis
is on the original streak.
Dennis is on the is on the right track as well. Yes, Bob, you're close, but the answer is actually more specific. The review was of a something backpack, 2 words backpack, not lipo bag. No, that would be quite a review. Bob Casey, you're right, but what kind of drone was it? Yes, Joe Blaylock. Joe Blaylock is the winner. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. He's saying, yeah, okay, I'll take Mavic 3.
We'll have to make Mavic 3 out of that.
Yeah. I think he meant Mavic 3. It was a backpack for the Mavic 3. So Joe B won the Sinova. Thank you very much. And then finally, we have the drone masks to give away. But before we do that, I want to go ahead and take a look at our little segment. You want to intro it while I grab a drone mask?
It's our monthly 2 minutes of hope, where Chris Hope is sent us another masterpiece.
Let's check it out. Got to give it a golf clap. Thank you, Chris Hope. 2 minutes of hope. Dude, always appreciate it. Always good to have a little serenity, a little drone moment.
I was expecting a golf ball to come shoot him down at any time.
I'm wondering, if anybody is out in Florida right now, you guys give us a little report on how it's going out there. But I probably
know what happens in Florida stays
in Florida. Okay. Well, speaking of, I have 2 drone masks. So if you haven't seen my video about this, it's a really high quality holder for your phone, ultimately.
Yeah.
And with a good, I've got my Dr. Pepper open now, with a good quality lens that makes your phone look very big, very immersive. And the thing we haven't actually talked about much that is cooler than just using it for your own flying is ride-alongs.
Yeah.
So if you're flying the DJI FPV right over there, you can actually plug the remote control via USB-C into your, the goggles via USB-C into your phone, put it in here, and give a ride-along, which Kai and I both did. It was pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and you don't need an expensive set of second set of goggles. And then you can do the same thing on Android, although we had a little trouble with it. But what's the program called to do it on Android? DigiView. So if you get this DigiView program, it'll basically give you a view of the person's phone and give you an FPV. Does that one?
DigiView works with phones or tablets or whatever.
Anything Android, though.
It works with the V1 goggles on a DJI V1 goggle. So if you have an Air unit, Vista unit, and you want to have somebody ride along.
So basically, these will allow you to do FPV ride-alongs and fly your camera drone with a spotter very precisely because you block out all the light. good quality product. They're also quite expensive. They're $150, $160. So the winners of these are, I encourage you, if you win it, to actually give it out and try it, because they are pretty cool for what they do, or give it, pay it forward to somebody else. So there's 2 ways to win tonight. The first way, I will tell you, is, okay, so who, raise your hand if you saw our video today about the Apple versus the Mavic 3. That was a lot of fun to put together. I want to know a euphemism for gastrointestinal distress, aka diarrhea, that includes the word apple.
Now, you all know Kelly knows his shit, okay?
This is true. And it was also a band. So if you can tell me what is another name for diarrhea that includes the word apple in the chat, you will win this first drone mask. Apple pie, says Scott. What would we call it? We were calling it crashed apple pie. All right, I love that video. That's what is another apple pie? It's not apple pie.
Y'all remember we got the master shitter right here.
It is another word. It is a euphemism for diarrhea. If you but it has the word apple in it, and it's not apple pie. Let's get some more guesses. It's a real thing. Dysentery. It doesn't have the word apple. Thank you though. Apple cider. Okay. You're getting further. You're getting further away. Applesauce. That's actually apple poops. Krabby Appleton. Mark, will you go ahead and bring up the Wikipedia for the actual answer so that people can know that it's a real thing, in case nobody apple squirts. I like applesauce. That's pretty good.
So to
Joe.
give a hint, there's a color involved.
There is a color involved. Yes. Does nobody know this? I mean, I grew up with this word or this phrase. I guess maybe it's a Southern thing. No, well, Chris,
I don't know what you grew up with.
Apple splatter. These all seem like. By the way, if you haven't seen my T-shirt here, it's new. I'm pretty excited about it. Apple shards. All right,
the T-shirt's not made in grown-up size. It's just.
I mean, it feels like somebody could have Googled it by now. It seems like somebody could have apple brown apple, red apple. No. It seems like Google could have answered this for you guys. All right, I'm going to cut this off in 20 seconds, and after 20 seconds, you're going to both win it.
We're getting close.
Danny is very
close.
quick. It's almost Danny Enders and as a matter of fact, if nobody else gets it closer, I'm going to give it to Danny.
We'll have to take that.
Yeah. Okay. If nobody gets it exactly right in the next 3 seconds, 3, 2, 1. All right, Danny, you're the winner. I always heard green apple quick step. Can you bring that up, Mark? There's just Google it and yeah. Green apple splatters.
Seems to have experience too.
So Danny Engesser. Let me write that down real quick.
Engesser.
ENDGESSER.
No D.
Oh,
ENGESSR.
Danny. All right. So Danny won the first set of drone masks. Congratulations. Thank you for all the apple splatters and apple shards, and those were very good. Now there's a second way you can win the second pair, because I have 2 of these. And the second way is go back.
It's not near a city.
No, there is a band called Green Apple Quickstep, by the way, in case you're wondering. Go back to the video of this, which I'm sure you all watched, 100% view, although average view duration was only like 30%. So come on. In the video, I put in a flash frame, and a flash frame is one frame of video that is just stuck in there in the middle of it that goes by really quickly. And on that flash frame is a number, a 4-digit number, and an email address. And so in order to win, find that number, find that flash frame, email the email address in it, and then send me the 4-digit number. And the first email I receive with the correct 4-digit number will win. Kai saw it earlier. I actually played it for him and he missed it, and then I kind of told him where it was, and he's like, "Oh, now I see it." So you really got to pay attention if you want to find that flash frame. But yeah, it's there.
Let's just say the space bar and the back and forth arrows are really your friend.
What is it? Period and comma will allow you to go forward and backwards 1 frame on YouTube. Period and comma. So use the period and the comma buttons to go forward and backwards 1 frame once you think you see it, so you can get the number. I look forward to seeing those emails tonight or tomorrow, and I'll put an announcement on the channel on the not comments. What is it called? Post. No. Where you can throw out something that's not a video. Anyway, I'll let you all know who won that one tomorrow.
In the community.
In the community tab. Danny, congrats on winning these. They're pretty cool. Want to say again a big thank you to my wife for putting up with me and letting me be here tonight. I want to say a big thank you to Kai for putting up with me and being here tonight. I want to say thank you to, of course, Boris for coming on to the show. That was really cool. And I want to say thank you to, of course, Mark and Chris for running the switchers and the sound and the videos and all that stuff. We actually, Chris and I got here at 2:45, and then the other guys showed up around 4, and we've been working on this for a couple hours to get it all ready for you guys. There's a lot that goes into it, but we love doing it. I think we may have missed a few people tonight because they're at the Florida meetup, which is understandable.
Yep.
Hope everybody's having a great time out there. If you're out there,
and Jody, if you're watching, we're gonna have a beer afterwards, but we'll drop them off eventually.
That's Jody, my wife. But I also have one more thing I need to do, and that is to announce Subscriber of the Month.
Oh, there's that.
Yeah, and I think you already know. Now, last month it was Any Dronalist. That's Barry. So congrats to Barry. He got his package with some cool stuff in it. This month is someone who I have seen in chats for years, but I actually don't even know where he lives. You know who it is, right?
Oh, we're still talking about the same one?
Yeah.
Drone Shots?
Drone Shots. Jody. So, Jody, you are the Subscriber of the Month. I think I saw Drone Shots in the chat earlier.
Yeah,
Hopefully he's still here.
There.
Let me see. I'll type the @ sign and see if he's still watching. Yeah, there he is.
And while we're trying to figure out, don't be shy about hitting that thumbie upper button. Just saying.
Yeah, so Jody, send me your contact mailing address, and you'll get a pretty cool little prize package with some cool stuff. Maybe even some Sunrise Water Media and Lone Star UAV stickers, and that's really kind of it.
Tell Jody you love her.
Oh, I'm gonna tell my wife. She's the best. Thanks. I picked Jody Drone Shots because of your name, actually. So had an influence on me anyway. So if you're named Jody, I think you're pretty awesome.
Okay.
Anyway, thank you guys. Really appreciate you all tuning in tonight. Kai, any final words before we bid everybody adieu? By the way, go find that flash frame so you can win the other drone mask.
Yeah, flash frame, and obviously, watch the Apple video. No, the
Apple video.
The Mavic Apple comparison.
Mavic Apple comparison. It's pretty awesome. Chris Waters with Sunrise Water Media. By the way, he needs a bump. He's got an awesome channel.
He got a bump.
He got a bump. Oh, he did. He got a pretty hard bump. Hopefully he'll be able to survive his big, bruise on the chest. But again, thank you guys for tuning in. Go check out that video, and we will see you in a month on First Friday. And be sure to watch us in other videos coming up soon.
More coming up.
When I fly, I won't fly alone. I'm gonna fly with Ready Set Drone, 'cause Ready Set Drone will always fly with me. Flying fast and flying free, flying with friends is the life for me, 'cause Ready Set Drone is my community. Goggles and rotors and FPV, props and motors and ESCs, gimbals and cameras are what we use to fly. Sharing stories and swapping tales, amazing triumphs and epic fails. drone, cause ready, set, drone will always fly with me. Flying fast and flying free, flying with friends is the life for me, cause ready, set, drone is my community. Ready, set, drone, spin up your props and plug in your phone. Fly with us and we think you'll agree. Ready, set, drone, what's the point of flying alone? Flying with friends will make you feel so free. Flying